Hey friends, welcome to Faith Journey, where kids learn to be more like Jesus one step at a time. I'm so glad you're here today. In this episode, we'll talk about things that can stop us from thinking positively. We'll also explore what floats on water and what doesn't, and hear some awesome service ideas from kids across the country. But first, here is a wild fact. Octopuses have 3 hearts. 2 hearts pump blood to their gills, and the third pumps it to the rest of their body. Here's the coolest part. When an octopus swims, the heart pumping to the body stops beating. This saves energy, so they prefer crawling along the ocean floor instead of swimming. Isn't that amazing? You might not believe me, but it is true. We all have doubts sometimes, so today we'll learn what we can do about doubts in our life. Are you ready? Let's go!
Hello, Junior Explorers! Welcome back to Creation Wonders, where we wonder and discover how amazing God is. On today's episode, we are going to play a super fun game. It is called Sink or Float. Joining us is Cadwin, and he is going to play with you. And you can join us at home. Let's get started. Rules are simple. Here we have a bowl of water that we are going to drop objects into. You just have to guess whether an object will sink or float. Sometimes it's tricky. You might look at something and think, this will definitely sink. But then surprise, it floats. Cadwin, are you ready to guess which things will float or sink?
Yes, I am ready.
Oh, excellent, and I'm so glad you're here on the show today.
I'm glad I'm here.
Excellent. All right, let's get started with these fine things. We're going to start with, what is this?
It's a coin.
All right, what do you think? Will it sink or float?
It'll sink.
All right, let's see. You're right. It sank. Did you guess the same? Let's take this out before we go to the next experiment here to see. You have a ball. Now, sometimes something might seem bigger, but do you think this, because it's bigger, is going to sink or float?
Float.
All right, put it in. That's right. It did float. Wonderful. All right, let's move on now. All right, you know, one of the things I remember before we move on is that size doesn't always matter, does it? All right, next we're going to do a blueberry. Now, what do you think? Will it sink or float?
I think it'll sink.
All right, see? It sunk. It sunk. Well, there you go. Very good. All right, now, even though it's small, it went straight to the bottom. Isn't that surprising? Okay, let's try a few more. Cadwin, what do you think about this clementine? Sink or float?
I think it'll float.
All right. Oh, let me take the blueberry out to make sure we don't have any interference. Very good. Go for it. It's floating. That's right. Excellent. Thank you. And we have a can of pop. Now, what do you think at home? Do you think it will sink or float? What about you, Cadwin?
I think it'll float.
All right, let's test it out. You're right. It does float. Pretty cool. Now let's test this sponge. Do you think it will float or sink?
I think it'll float.
All right, let's see. So why do you think some things float and others sink? It's because of something called density. Think of it this way. If an object is very heavy for its size, like a rock, it will sink. But if it's light for its size, like a sponge, it will float. It's all about how squished together or spread out the inside of an object is. If the stuff inside is packed tight, it sinks. If it's spread out, it floats. And did you know some things can float even if we doubt it. Just because we doubt it doesn't mean it won't work. Sometimes we might doubt ourselves too, or things we can't see, like God. But just because we don't understand something doesn't mean it isn't true. The Bible tells us in James 1:6, but when you ask, you must believe and not doubt. We should trust in God, even when things seem uncertain. How about you, Cadwin?
Yes, I want to trust God too.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you for helping me today, Cadwin. That was very good to have you here. And kids, thank you for joining me today on Creation Wonders. See you next time to explore more wonders of God's creation.
Sometimes I have questions in my life, but I learned in the Bible there is a big plan inside. And I will trust in God, 'cause He knows it all. No more tears, no more doubt. For Jesus Christ I will stand out. He is strong to give me peace, and in all His love my fears will gonna cease. The path gets rough, the storm clouds roll. I remember God's promise to make me strong and bold. And I will trust in God, 'cause He knows it all. No more tears, no more doubt. For Jesus Christ I will stand out. He is strong to give me peace, and in all His love my fears will gonna cease. No more tears, no more doubt. For Jesus Christ I will stand out. He is strong to give me peace, and in all His love my fears will gonna cease.
Hey there, explorers! Welcome to Bible Expedition. I'm Miss Denisa, and I'm so glad that you're joining me today on a journey to discover how to become more like Jesus, full of love, compassion, patience, courage, and so much more. Grab your explorer gear and don't forget your GPS, your Bible, and let's venture on a new discovery today. Are you ready? Let's get started. So far, we've been learning that as we let Jesus take charge of our lives and we spend time with Him in prayer and studying the Bible, we grow in knowledge of Him and are being changed a bit at a time to be more like Jesus. But sometimes things might seem to take a different turn on our faith journey to Jesus. And that is what we'll be talking about today. So, let's see what our key word of today's topic is. Here are some clues. There are 5 letters in this word, starting with D and it ends with T. This word means that you're not sure about something. It's the opposite of believing. Have you figured it out? Here is one last clue. Sometimes it happens when you don't believe something right away. Have you guessed the word? The word is doubt. Let's see what kids out there think about doubt.
I think doubt is when you really don't think something is going to happen. One time I doubted was when someone wanted to do an experiment on me where you poke pencils through a Ziploc bag full of water. I doubted them and thought I was going to get wet.
Doubt is, for example, when I have trouble believing I'm able to do something. Sometimes in my life, I have trouble believing I'm able to accomplish a certain task.
Doubt is when you think you cannot do it. In my life, once I doubted something. I had this test to do at home. It was just hard. I thought it was too hard for me. But I kept pushing on it, and kept pushing on it. And finally, I got a high level at it, and I was very good.
Doubt is not believing that what someone says is true. I doubted that I would ever be able to play the piano like my big brother. It seems so hard, and even though I don't play like him yet, little by little, I'm learning.
For me, how I explained faith, doubt is almost like the opposite of how I explained it. You doubt that something can't do something. You doubt that something won't happen or someone can't do something. And for me, I think I've had doubt when maybe like I've seen this person who's not that skilled in a sport, and I don't expect them to like score or do something well, and I doubt them to like shoot and make it in basketball net or score in soccer, but they ended up doing it. Or my personal example, I'd serve the volleyball. I doubted it wouldn't go over, and it didn't go over, but yeah, that's my experience.
The kids had some good answers. We all doubt and question things at times. The question is doubting something good or bad? Well, that depends. Do I doubt it because I need more proof to believe? Or do I doubt something because I'm just trying to find excuses to not believe it? Or I just don't have enough answers? Let's play a quick game and see. I've asked the volunteer Naomi to decide if she believes or doubts what I say. Hey Naomi, thank you for helping with this game. I will ask her some questions and she will raise the green sign if she believes the fact is true and the red one if she's doubting that the question is true. Are you ready, Naomi?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. Do you believe that penguins can smell toothpaste from several miles away?
Yeah, I think so.
That's actually false. How about a violin contains about 70 pieces of wood?
Yeah, it has a lot of wood.
Okay, that's true. That's true. They have square watermelons in Japan because they stack better. Is that true?
Yes.
Very good. Are you more likely to be stung by a bee in a windy weather? Is that true or false?
I don't think so. It doesn't. I kind of doubt it.
Okay, it's false. Okay. Very good. There are more trees on the planet than stars in our galaxy.
We have a lot of trees. And we have a lot of stars. I'm going to go with I doubt it.
You doubt it?
Yeah.
It's actually true. There are 3 trillion trees in between 100 and 400 billion stars in our galaxy. Seriously, more trees than stars. Some questions were hard to believe, weren't they?
Yes.
What would have helped you believe?
Probably if I had done research to know what.
Ah,
the
very
answer would
good.
be.
Very good. That's a very good point. Thank you, Naomi, for your help. Yes, finding the source or digging deeper into answers helps us when we doubt something. Mia and Jason, 2 best friends, struggled with doubt as well one day after a tough day at school. I don't get it, Mia sighed. How can electricity travel through wires if it's invisible? Jason nodded. Fractions confuse me too. How can a smaller number mean more? Their teacher, Miss Ray, overheard and came over. Well, doubting is okay, she said. It helps us dig for answers. But sometimes we can't understand everything right away. What if we never understand? Jason asked. Miss Ray smiled. Well, do you stop believing in math or science just because it's tricky? No. You trust that one day it will make sense. Life is like that too. Some answers take time. Keep learning and trusting. It will click someday. The same thing is true with the Bible. Some parts are easy to understand, like the stories or lessons about how we can be saved. Other parts, like prophecies in Daniel and Revelation, take more study to figure out. They tell us what the future will be like. But there are also things in the Bible that are hard to understand, even for the grown-ups. For example, questions like, how could Jesus be both God and man at the same time? How did pride begin in Satan's heart in heaven? What will heaven look like, or what shape is God? These are big questions, and the Bible doesn't answer all of them completely. But that doesn't mean God doesn't know the answers or doesn't want us to know them someday. It just means we're not ready to understand everything yet. And you know what? That's actually a good thing. Imagine if the Bible was so simple that you could read it once, know everything, and never need to read it again. It wouldn't feel as special or important anymore, would it? Plus, if we knew all the answers now, we might think we don't need God anymore. Not knowing everything now means we'll have to learn so much more about God in heaven, and that's really exciting. Sometimes we doubt because we want to see things to believe them. Thomas, one of Jesus' disciples, felt the same. In John chapter 20, after Jesus rose from the dead, he appeared to the disciples. Jesus greeted them with, "Peace be with you," and they were overjoyed to see him alive. But Thomas wasn't there that evening. When the disciples told him, "We've seen Jesus, he's alive," this is what Thomas said. "Unless I see in his hands the mark of the nails, and place my finger into the mark of the nails, and place my hand into his side, I will never believe." A week later, his disciples were in the house again, and Thomas was with them. Though the doors were locked, Jesus came and stood among them and said, "Peace be with you." Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here. See my hands. Reach out your hand and put it into my side. Stop doubting and believe." Thomas said to him, "O Lord and my God." Then Jesus told him, "Because you have seen me, you have believed. Blessed are those who have not seen, yet have believed." Thomas doubted that Jesus was alive. He wanted proof. He might have felt a little sheepish when Jesus came directly to him like that. But Jesus gently showed Thomas that he should have trusted that Jesus was alive based on what all the other disciples said. We tend to be like Thomas many times, but Jesus wants us to trust him even when we don't understand some things that we cannot see. The Bible talks about doubt in James chapter 1, verse 6 and 7. "But ask in faith, never doubting, for the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea, driven and tossed by the wind." Doubt can make us feel confused, going back and forth, but when we trust in God, he gives us peace and direction. Sometimes overcoming doubt means accepting that we don't understand everything. We're human, and our minds cannot fully understand the greatness of God. That's why 1 Corinthians 2, verse 11 says, "For who knows a person's thoughts except their own spirit within them? In the same way, no one knows the thoughts of God except the Spirit of God." So God's Spirit helps us understand more when we are ready. It's like a mystery that God will reveal to us in his perfect timing. Here is a fun lesson to show how we can trust in things we cannot see. I have a clear plastic bottle that looks empty, but let's see what happens. I hold the bottle upside down, and if I take the lid off, there is nothing. If there was any liquid inside, it would have poured out by now. So why is the bottle really empty? Is the bottle really empty? Satan tries to make us use our minds wrongly. Some people think they must understand everything in the Bible right away. When they don't, they become proud and upset, refusing to wait for God to reveal the truth. They may even question if the Bible is from God. Sometimes doubt comes into mind when the Bible is studied without prayer. Satan guides the thoughts when people do not ask for God's help when reading the Bible. They make mistakes in understanding the Bible. Life is a journey of faith. Sometimes you might wonder if God is real or working in your life, but remember, Jesus is always close, ready to help. Isaiah 55 verse 9 says, "For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways." So friends, trust God. His ways are better than ours. Pray, read the Bible, and ask for help, and God will show you His love and His truth.
Hey, Bible Explorers! Here's our quiz review game. Let's see how much you remember from today's Bible lesson. You ready? Question 1. Which of the following fun facts is not true and can lead us to doubt about it? A. A violin contains about 70 pieces of wood. B. Penguins can smell toothpaste from several miles away. C. There are more trees on our planet than stars in our galaxy. Or D. Butterflies can taste with their feet. This is a fun one, kids. What do you think? Would you say it's B? Then yes, that's the correct answer. Awesome! Question 2. Which of the following sentences is true? A. We doubt because we want to see things in order to believe them. B. We doubt because we need more information. C. We doubt because we're not ready to understand something just yet, like math. Or D. All of the above. Well, explorers, what's your answer? If you said D, then you are totally right. All right, question number 5. Now, which of the following Bible characters doubted? Was it A, Esther, B, Jesus, C, Thomas, Jesus' disciple, or D, Timothy, Paul's disciple? I'm sure you know this one. The correct answer is C, Thomas. Here is another one. Well done, explorers!
Hey explorers, here's a fun challenge for you. Take a piece of paper and write down 10 doubts you might have, like, I'm not good enough, or I'm scared to try new things. Does God hear my prayers? Will God help me? Think of your own and add them to the list. Next, grab a red marker and cross out each doubt. Beside it, write something positive, or the opposite of the doubt, like, God made me special, or God always hears my prayers. Ask your parents to help you find Bible promises that match, and write them next to your positive words in a different color. Then, tape your paper to your door or near your bed so you can see it every day. It will remind you that God can take away your doubts when you trust Him. You've got this, so go for it.
Now it's time to pray. We would love to hear from you. So if you have a prayer request, send it to the email address on the screen and we would gladly pray. Today I have a prayer request that comes from New Brunswick, and that's from Pavel. Pavel is 8 and he's asking us to pray for the old house that is still on the market, that it will sell soon. Let's bow our heads and pray. Dear Jesus, thank you so much for loving us. I know sometimes we doubt, and that's okay, but help us to trust you even if we cannot see what's ahead of us. We also pray for Pavel that you will help his family to be able to sell the house. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. Explorers, thank you for joining me today on Bible Expedition. Remember, just like real explorers discover new lands, we can discover amazing truths in God's Word that will change our lives forever. So, keep believing and stay positive. See you next time. Welcome to Faith in Action, where love shines through what we do. My guest today is Kiera. Hey Kiera, how are you doing?
Good, and you?
I'm doing great. I'm glad to see you, and thank you for coming to share with us some things. Now tell me first, what do you like to do for fun?
I like to create podcasts. I like to listen to music. I love to ski, board games, and spend time with family and friends.
Wow, that's quite a big variety. You do podcasts. You like to record stories or just free discussions? What kind of podcast?
Like I ask like questions about history, geography, and stuff like that, math and stuff like that.
And you are doing it with a friend?
No, just myself.
yourself?
Sometimes with friends.
That's very good. That's a good way to put your gifts in action, right? So I heard that there is something special you do for people in the community. Would you like to share with us what that is?
Yeah, so like every first Sabbath of the month, me and my youth group, or like sometimes some other people, we go around the neighborhood giving out flyers, or like sometimes it's too cold, so they just see like a flyer outside, and then we usually like give them food for breakfast.
Okay, so what's on the flyer? What does it say?
It says like, oh, come join us at like a certain time. We're serving free breakfast.
Okay, so you're inviting them to come to join a special meal. So tell us more about how that works.
So like there's like a little place like stand where there's a bunch of food, and then like people are behind there with masks and like head covers, and they give out food to people.
Okay, so you give them a flyer, and what does it say on the flyer?
Come join us at like our church at this certain time, and then come join us for free breakfast.
Okay, and they come?
They come, and then we send them downstairs, and they can get their food from like a table area, and then we serve it to them.
Okay, so you have people, like how does it go downstairs? What's
Like,
happening down there?
There's servers, like there's one over here for eggs and bacon, or like turkey bacon, pancakes and stuff like that, and everyone's there.
Oh, vegetarian bacon.
Yeah. Or like just turkey bacon. Or like
Okay,
something like
so
that.
like
And there's
maybe-
like always a new thing, and there's desserts and cereal and stuff like that.
So they are getting a pretty big meal. And did you ever talk to any of them? What's your role? What do you do?
For me, I serve sometimes, and then I help clean up. So yeah, I sometimes like tell them to come downstairs. That's my job usually.
You're helping more with cleaning and with serving. And what's the reaction of the people?
They're really grateful, and they want to come like every first of the month and stuff like that.
So some of the people in your church already know some of the people that come?
And sometimes the people that stay, they end up coming for like the church, and they stay for church and come to worship with us.
Really? So you're like making friends? And
Sometimes.
very good. It's a good way to reach out to the neighborhood, right? Are there any words you'd like to share with our viewers to encourage them?
Yeah, I think that like your churches should like have like a breakfast brunch, or like just share like give out flyers to people in need.
Okay, very good. Well, thank you for joining us here today, Kira. Keep up the good work. You never know how God is going to bless the hearts of the people that come to eat. And explorers, wherever you are, at home, in your neighborhood, at school, you can also find ways to put your faith in action. Every small act of service can make a big difference. Friends, thanks for joining us on Faith Journey, where kids become like Jesus one step at a time. Until next time, keep walking in God's light and His love. Bye now.